which we talk about. I've got Mr. Andrew Kent here.
Yo. Who's
an OG. He is an OG to the Evolution Project. I met Andrew. This is how I remember it.
All right. Let's hear it.
It was at Topgolf. And Emily Lowry said, you need to meet this guy. And then I don't know what the hell I was thinking, but I said you reminded me of a dude on Parks and Rec.
Yeah, the Indian dude.
You did not connect to it at all.
No, I had never watched it.
And you were like, all right, whatever. It wasn't the Indian dude. It was the John Raffio guy. But it was just because of your hair. And I said, you had great hair.
He's brown, though, right?
No,
like
it's a different
little.
guy.
Okay,
we're different guys.
Okay,
but
good.
The long story short is, when I think of like how I would start off a relationship, I basically set it up for you to think this guy is the biggest dork ever. Why would I want to talk to him?
Yeah.
But the truth is, you're bigger than that. You're more evolved in your process of maturation.
Maybe.
And you were just like, dude, maybe I'll give this guy a chance.
Yeah, when I at some point, like later, I saw Parks and Rec, like shortly after. I'm like, oh yeah, Parks and Rec, Bryan Andrew. And it's this guy, and it's this like little Indian dude with this big hair, and I'm like,
it's so good.
What the is wrong with him?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not getting it. But then I was like, okay,
We'll let it
whatever.
slide.
And then that was history. So that was funny.
I'm glad we've moved on from that point in our relationship, and I'm
me too.
sorry I even brought it up.
That's okay. It's all right.
So once upon a time, we sell real estate. That's what we do.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of like where we met.
Yeah.
But the truth is like I actually felt a connection to you pretty quickly.
Yeah. Very fast.
I felt like you were real. I feel like you had a good perspective of life, and you were just somebody that I was like, I like that guy, right?
Cool.
But the truth was,
Same.
like I still don't feel like I actually really even knew you.
Yeah. Yeah. It's hard to get to know people that deep.
Yeah.
Without a lot of effort or time or circumstance.
So my question is where did that like is the Evolution Project where we really started to like develop our friendship more, or was it before that?
Nope. We sat at lunch at somewhere near the office a month or 2 or 3 later, and that's where we like really hit it.
Yes.
And we were talking about God, and we were talking about struggle and like what we want to do but what we feel like we can't do. We like went into it.
Okay.
And then we had some more conversations where you just were talking. And like, I want to do this thing. I want to do this like evolution project thing and get men together. And I just remember kind of being a sounding board a little bit for you and pushing back on you, which I like to do because that's what a good friend does. Yeah. And it was just like, well, what are you doing? Just do it. Just do it. Like that was kind of what it got to. But no, that was.
Do you know what? You still are that voice in my life.
Yeah. Oh, good.
No, for real.
I'm happy. I'm grateful.
Like, because you are the person, I think even like subconsciously sometimes, like I'll randomly stop by your office and you're like, hey.
Yeah, I did. I was, and the last time, I felt bad, by the way. Bryan comes into the office. He brings me this beautiful, like, green mango drink. And I'm like in the middle of something. I'm like, oh, I don't have much time.
Unannounced.
And then I was like,
unannounced.
I know. But that was like how I am with like, it wasn't my best moment. But you just come in because you feel it. Yeah. And I love how you just follow what you feel. And after like a second, I was like, ooh. And we had a great conversation. Yeah. And a great smoothie. Yeah.
So who is Andrew Kent?
The quick and dirty.
Do you want to know a funny story behind really quick? I'll give you a second to think as I tell you this. Yeah. Deepak Chopra, in one of his starting to the meditation, he goes, I am the assumed identity of Deepak Chopra. And I thought, what a hell of a way to introduce yourself.
That's pretty
true. It's like, I'm going to do that from now
People
on.
are just like, what?
What are you talking about? I said it.
Yep. Figure it out.
You're the assumed identity of Andrew Kent.
That is true, actually.
Who the hell is Andrew Kent?
That is true. Well, we can go deep. If you want to go deep, we can go right to the deep. But no, I know what you mean. Like, just a little background. I, was basically born and raised here. I almost grew up as a farm boy, which, if you know me, is totally opposite.
Yeah.
But it's in there. Yeah. My mom was from here. She's a boss. She just sold her company. She's just amazing. Like, she's definitely a mentor and an example in that world, as well as others. So is my dad. But
yeah.
And she was like, I'm not going to just work at the farm, and feed all the men, and then they just come in and take a nap. Right. She's like, I'm out. You can come with me or not, to my dad. And he wisely did that. And so they came back here, and she eventually started her business. So I kind of grew up in an entrepreneurial home. Yeah. My dad didn't have anything to do. All he knew how to do was farm. So he took a dealer license and started buying like cars for neighbors because he, whatever. So he started figuring that out.
So is this where the car passion comes in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And he grew up with cars, like every car. He grew up like 60s, 70s, all the muscle cars, like. Okay. Yeah, so we have great stories. Road trips, he's just like pointing out, I had one of those and this, and and he was self-made. Like, he was a farm boy. He just worked.
So your mom and your dad are farm people?
No, my mom was from here, went to the farm when they got married.
Okay, and
she's like, I'm out. Peace out. And we came back to Salt Lake.
Okay.
And so he came, and anyway, so that's kind of been my life. I'm the oldest of 4 boys.
Yeah.
My life was I have an LDS background.
Yeah.
That is not what I identify with now, which is great. I love it all.
Yeah.
But it was very detailed, and there was a roadmap. You do this, and you do this, and you do this, and you're the oldest of 4 boys, and da-da-da-da. So I kind of just grew up thinking that I just had it figured out.
That's the program.
That's it. It's not the worst program in the world by any means.
Sure.
And so I loved it. I loved my childhood, but kind of grew up in that spirit. And my mom's like that. She's just the one that can handle the 10 things at once and stay up till 4 a.m. and because that's when she gets stuff done.
I actually identify.
Yeah, I definitely do not. I didn't get that.
I'm actually wake up at 4 a.m., not stay up till 4 a.m.
Yeah, I don't know how she did it, but anyway, that was just my life. So, figuring out things and having an idea of what I wanted to do, and then just like going and doing them.
Yeah.
That was just kind of normal for me.
And in the last couple of years, you've actually experienced a lot of stuff in the last couple of years.
Good, bad, and ugly. But what I've come to with all of it, we can just wrap it up right now.
Yeah.
That's the point. Done.
Mic drop.
Done. Bye. That's the point.
So help me understand what that means.
Yeah.
Because so when you say that's the point, I'm sitting there thinking, all of it's the point? What's the point? So, by the way, I know more than that.
I know. You're just kind of
plain
general question here. Yeah, like all of the things, like we all have stories, right?
Yeah.
And it's good, bad, and it's ugly, and most of it's hard. Most of it's not what we wanted. Most of it's, for me anyway, that's kind of how it was. It was this whole thing of achieve, and that was what I thought fulfillment looked like.
Yeah.
And so I'm in this point in my life right now, like this moment before I even walked in here, of recognizing like, oh man, I did it again. Achievement is not fulfillment.
Yeah. And
so being able to like take all of life and just realize that the whole point of being here for whatever reason, and for whatever the end goal is after this, or wherever we're going, or whatever it is, the whole point is we get this awesome opportunity to put this eternal presence, energy, spirit into this finite, really dumb little body and head.
Constricted by lots
100%. And we get to learn, and we get to see life from a different place and a different perspective. And so the hard stuff, I haven't gotten to the point where I love the hard stuff. And there's been some hard stuff, Bryan, like the last, couple years for sure. But at the same time, there's been like the most amazing growth of my life. Mm-hmm. And so that's not a coincidence.
It's interesting how everyone that's been on the podcast has not, to this point, heard the other person because we're kind of recording them right now.
Sure, yeah.
But I will tell you, there have been some very clear themes that come up.
Yeah.
In one of the conversations we had with a gentleman, Curtis, he was talking about there's a difference between pain and misery. And he talked about, he's like, pain is not good. Pain is not bad. Mm-hmm. The meaning we put to the pain and then what we choose to do from the pain is your life.
Yeah.
And there can be joy in pain. Mm-hmm. There can be sadness in pain. There can be all the stuff, right? Yeah. But he said, but misery is the woe is me.
Yeah.
is the adding story to it, because that's what we do as humans. We want to make sense of everything.
Totally. We have to figure it all out and know how it all works. Yeah.
Yeah, we want certainty.
Yeah. Yep. In every single thing. Like that's the thing that I have to remember is my mind, my little finite, cute little mind is trying to save my life every second. Yeah. And so it's trying to solve and figure out the next step.
Well, and I think you're a good leader. I think you're a good planner. And I think the irony of you saying all this to me is like a lot of your real estate career has been doing big projects that require a lot of details to them and following a plan. And I mean, I'm
getting better. But yes, it's funny how I keep going into things that keep calling me back to that.
Well, I'm just saying, but I've always, sorry, I wasn't trying to say like as a negative thing. I was actually just saying that of my friends, I would classify you as, like the joke is at the Evolution Project, if we don't have something, just ask Andrew.
Well, yeah, now that, yeah.
There's like a tote and you're like, all right.
I do carry a man bag.
You're
that is true.
You are the scoutmaster. All right, come over here. I got a Band-Aid for you and some Neosporin.
That's actually true, yeah.
And yet, as I've experienced you, as one of the people that's like a facilitator and a leader at the Evolution Project.
Yep.
You to me are this really unique Swiss Army knife in the mix, right? Because you will ask the right question one-on-one with the person at the right time. And I think to the experience we had down in St. George, where we could tell one of the participants was kind of like holding back.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
And we had this little powwow with the leaders. We said, all right, what are we going to do? And someone's like, we're going to call him out and, challenge him to the conversation.
Yeah.
And then I believe it was you that was like, no, I'm okay. Like, I can talk to him.
Yeah.
And I don't know how much you know the rest of this story, but like that person made some pretty drastic changes moving forward. And they attribute a lot of to the conversation that they had with you at the cave, right?
Yeah,
with
totally.
these things.
Yep.
And so how I have experienced you is you're a great listener that I don't feel judgment from when you listen, and then you'll ask me the question behind the question. Is that just like something you do, or is that how you think? Like, I'm just saying that's not a natural tendency I find in my friends.
I beat myself up a lot. We've talked about that, self-compassion. I've learned there's another step beyond that, right? That's the start of awareness. But
I'm like leaning in really heavy now.
Yeah. We'll get to
Damn it, Andrew. Tell me now.
Episode 2.
Oh, God.
But so that's something I've taken on over the last few years, is that self-compassion piece. And like, I just want to always be better than I am, but almost to a point where I'm shifting it now from it being a detriment, and I'm okay with that. It's like, hey, yeah, that's just my actual spirit trying to grow and take this thing that is so finite and help it do more and do better. So I'm really interested. I asked you the other day, like, how are you so good at questions? And so for me, it just clicks when I'm with somebody. When I'm with you together, I just want to connect. Like, my spirit just wants to be grounded with your spirit. And so it's easy to just ask those questions because it's a different perspective, right? And I appreciate that when people ask me. So if anything, though, being able to ask questions, challenge the group or challenge, more people right outside of my one-on-one space. I know that there's opportunities for me to do more of that and help with more of that. But ultimately, just connecting with the person, I feel like when that happens, it just kind of naturally, the conversation just goes. So it's less about me asking the right question, and you have a chance to actually bare your soul.
Can I tell you what, as a classic Andrew to me?
Sure.
A sigh and a deep breath. Before we started this podcast, you actually did one. You did.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, baby.
And then we just sit.
Yep.
Which is interesting because guys like me and you, sometimes we have the ability to fill the space through words. But actually, some of the best experiences I've had with you have had no words.
Yeah. It's true. I'm trying to learn to talk less. Yeah. That is true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I 100% agree with that. And the breath is the key to all of that for me.
Mm-hmm.
So, the first breathwork experience I ever had changed my life entirely.
Yeah.
And that's a big part of what we do at the Evolution Project. That's kind of the culmination.
Yeah.
Right? And if you haven't read the book, Breathe, read it. It's fascinating. It's not just why breathing keeps us alive and helps us calm down, but it's the actual evolution of like our face and our, how we actually can't breathe now.
Mouth breathers.
Yeah, we literally cannot breathe now because of all of these factors. And so it's just fascinating to know that you can reach any state through your breath.
Yeah.
So that's become pretty ingrained. Yeah.
Yeah, isn't it the mysteries of the universe are like hidden in the most simple things?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like if I was to tell you, it's like someone says, what do you do at the Evolution Project? It's like, we breathe, we get in cold water, we sit around a campfire.
Yeah.
We go on a walk. We sit by a tree.
Mm-hmm.
We eat some good food.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're like, well, it doesn't sound like anything. I can do all that stuff at my house, Andrew.
Yeah, exactly. And I think a lot of people do. They see it. It's like a fad, right? It's like you see these people and they're out doing an ice bath, but they're like 200 pounds overweight, right? So there's that idea that I think we're trying to live here, which is it's not just a weekend camp.
Yeah.
And I think you do a great job of helping people find their own little ahas there that they can then take back.
Because we're always onto ourselves.
We're always onto ourselves. Yes, that actually came from you. So, but it's true. It's so true. And so it opens your eyes and then people have a chance to then take the next step, right? Like a cold plunge or a hike and then drinking 3 beers and eating the 20-ounce steak. Like you're probably missing the point.
That's right.
And so that's a part of me that I love with friends, with coworkers. A lot of my work now and the conversations I have with these guys that own $100 million companies is like just really getting down to the depths of what everybody kind of aligns with, what everybody, the questions that they're asking. And that lights me up.
One of my favorite things at the Evolution Project is we actually don't talk about what we do.
No, we purposely don't talk about it. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah. So, okay. What is your favorite part of the hero's journey? Joseph Campbell, right? We talked about some different stuff. What's your favorite part? I know I kind of threw that.
My first thought is going into the cave.
Yeah.
Because that's the point, right, where you go from lower vibration to higher. The courage, right, is the middle point. Once you have enough courage and some bravery, which means
speak more to this.
Yeah, bravery isn't like the biggest Roman soldier. It's the guy that was just able to get past his fear enough to take the next step.
Yeah.
So that courage then shifts your energy from here to here, and the vibration changes. And so then once you're in the cave, then you're just fighting and you're good. And then you get to come out the other end. So I think the anticipation of the cave for me is the worst part. I'm really good at dealing with the difficult in the moment somehow. Like it does slow down for me. Like with my kids, I've had some just horrible, difficult, gut-wrenching life changes with kids and divorces and car accidents and ADHD, and ultimately the fear of what that might look like in the future is that will cripple me. But once I'm in it, I'm in the cave and I'm fighting the dragon, I'm good. Because I know that once I'm through there, it's like the ice bath. Once I'm in, when I get out, I'm going to feel it. And I'm going to be able to have the elixir and come home and learn that lesson and have a great meal and see my kids and whatever before the next one. So I think learning to, go into the cave gladly, and that anticipation of the next cave, and just be open to it.
So courage.
Yeah. Yeah. Because like I said, that's the shift between lower and higher.
Do you feel like you've always embraced courage?
No, like I say, I'm good once I'm there, but that was just life bringing me there. You know what I mean?
You didn't choose to fully get.
It's like, oh, like my marriage is falling apart. And I have to short sale a house. Well, that would have been like my worst nightmare, and it was. But then when I was in it, it was all right. We figured it out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And then I came out the other side more knowledgeable. So I really am hungry for the experience that comes from doing it.
Right. The paradigm shift of my fears are actually my indicator.
Yeah.
For the next version of anger.
Yeah. We love Pressfield, the war of art.
Yeah.
Yeah. When resistance comes, you know that's the next thing.
Yeah.
But I've also learned through all the work we've done together and separate and with other people that being able to sit with something, pain's okay. Because the fire always burns out. Every time. If you don't keep feeding it, it just burns out.
Eventually.
So, eventually, right? A couple hours, couple days, couple weeks, couple months, whatever. It always burns out. So knowing that now I can just sit and say, all right, this really sucks, but it's going to burn out. And what am I going to learn from it? So it's just that awareness piece and giving myself enough compassion to just be in that and not feel like I have to fix it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's you.
That's me today. Yeah.
Rooted.
Amen.
I'm going to sit for a second right now.
We can just stare into each other's eyes.
Staring into each other's eyes.
Perfect.
I just want to tell you I'm grateful, dude. There's something that happens when you go to war with people over a period of time.
Yeah.
And, we've got our little text thread.
Yeah.
And I don't know, dude. Like you're one of those guys in my life that it's like, we just always pick right back up. I always know, I know you got my back.
Yep.
I actually feel of all the people that have been involved in the Evolution Project, you're the one that's on the sidelines going, all right, Bryan, let's go.
I was just thinking that right now. I'm so proud of you and happy that we're talking. You're starting this conversation outside and this gets to grow.
Yeah.
Right? I started pushing you to say, look, there's more. Let's grow. And you're like, it's not time. And so I was like, all right, cool. Like, let's just keep doing our thing. But there's more. And that's the beauty here is we get an opportunity or not, but here we are.
Well, it's answering the call.
Yeah,
man.
that's it. We're doing it. It doesn't matter. There's no right or wrong. We're not like professors of all of the, like we're just dudes.
Well, I feel like that whole piece of coming back together is just like, if I'm this infinite soul having this mortal experience, right? It's like the time is going to be when the time is going to be.
Yeah.
Just when are you going to answer the call?
Yeah.
When you want to take the next step.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have to do it alone.
Nope.
You got other people that are right there.
Yeah.
You do have to do the work.
Absolutely. Yep.
No substitute.
Yeah, consistency is it, right? Like that is the secret sauce. Consistency.
But I want it to be complex,
I know,
Andrew.
But it's not. It's just every day you do those things. That's been the biggest difference in my life is when I kind of left organized religion, and I say left, I love it all, right? But when I just kind of realized that, hey, there's another level to how I'm supposed to understand, right? As opposed to just check the boxes, it really kind of gave me that opportunity to just like see it from a different perspective, but be able to just really understand that seat of consciousness, really get behind it, really just watch the movie as the director instead of the actor that was so worked up in it. And, there's that opportunity that's being created, and we're here, we're doing it, and we're no different than anybody else. But taking the call, accepting the call, and going out on the journey, and that's it. It's beautiful.
It's so we got an Evolution Project coming up in a couple weeks.
Yep.
And then one again in May.
Yep.
I got to tell you, there is something in my bones. Right when we get about a month out, it's like game time.
Yeah.
And the thing that I've enjoyed so much is not only like my own personal journey, but it's who you do it with, right? They say if you want to go fast, go alone or whatever. If you want to go far, go with people, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just telling you, like, I think that's one of the things I'm just most excited about. Like, as we, lay tracks and like keep moving and going forward, it's like, I'm excited to see where it's a year from now.
Totally.
And, and I'm grateful for exactly where we're at right now. You know what I mean?
Perfect. Yep.
So, dude, I could talk to you for like ever. I feel
we can just turn off the camera and we'll finish it later. Yeah. No, that's the thing. There's no end. We just are right here. We're doing it consistently every day.
Yeah. There is no secret sauce.
There's not. Sorry if that's like a buzzkill or something.
I know.
Right? We know. We know. It's just ask yourself the right questions and show up every day. And how'd you do today? Okay. You can do better tomorrow. Great. Do it. Simple.
If somebody's listening to this podcast right now,
yep.
What advice would you give them if they're thinking like, hey, I identify with Andrew and where he's at in life right now? Like, what would be like one or two like nuggets of advice you give him right now?
Take action. Get off your butt. Track yourself. What are you doing every day?
Yeah, that's right.
Like, where are you spending your time? It's just very simple, right? Compound Effect, Darren Hardy, one of my favorite books of all time. That part's very simple. So just what are you doing with your time? Because it's finite. And if you don't know and you don't have a plan or a practice every single day that fires you up, that you can look at and do and track and be consistent with, because really the day is all you have. It's so cliche. Makes me want to throw up in my mouth, but it's true. So figure out what excites you.
Yep.
Figure out like what's going to make your life fulfilled, and then track it every day.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all.
But Andrew, I want it to be complex.
I know, but that's it. It's this, if I can tell people, and the fact, if I was like coaching people, it would be over really fast. It's like, what do you want to do? Why? Okay, here's a sheet. You're going to write it down, and every day you're just going to track it. Did you do it? Did you not do it?
Yeah.
And the things that come from that and the conversations you get to have with yourself, when you do that, it changes the confidence you have with yourself. When you show, I'm a person that tracks. I'm a person that shows up. It just changes it. And now you get
integrity within yourself, and you're like, that's what matters.
That's it. And then guess what? Now you're ready for the next step. So if you're in a spot right now where you're like, oh, that's it. And then guess what? Then the next spot you get to, it'll be a different conversation.
Amen.
Yeah.
Dude, solid fire.
Hey, baby. Thanks for the opportunity to be here. Love you, man.
Love you too, dude.
All right.
I'm going to get better about ending the podcast. I still don't know how to do it. But we're going to figure this out.
Hey, give yourself some time. This is that self-compassion
Will you
moment.
give everybody just a deep breath that we can end on? I think that's a great one.
Absolutely. All right.
Lead me in it.
Okay, ready? We're going to go in for 4. Hold it for 4. Let it out for 4. That's a damn good way to end.